am Lights, and I'm here to answer your questions submitted to MF Magazine. Let's begin. What are 3 things people might not know about you? It's hard to say because I freely talk about myself all the time. So I feel like there's nothing no one knows about me. And if there is, then maybe I don't know them yet. Okay, here's one. This has really nothing to do with anything. I remember the first time I saw 3D in theaters. It was at Science North in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. And it was a documentary about whitewater rafting. And it gave me nightmares for like a month. 3D whitewater rafting. Nightmares. I had to take the glasses off halfway through. I couldn't handle it. I don't like water. I don't like deep water. It's scary. I think it all dates back to... we're getting into a therapeutic session here. I used to live in the Philippines, and we would go on vacation every once in a while to this island called Puerto Galera. And you have to take massive ferries and then little bangkas, which are like long canoes with bamboo things to balance it out as you cross massive spans of water in a very small boat, which is weird. And the ferries were really sketchy. I always made my dad take me to the top level so that I could, have control of the situation, see what was out there. Not that it would save my life or anything. But the lifeboats happened to be up there. I'm like, let's check out the lifeboats. And they were like plywood nailed together. And there's like trunks, but it wasn't actually meant to be trunks. They're just broken pieces of plywood you could lift up. And then we survived that, got into the bunkas, and then halfway across the span of water, it started to fill up with water. And because there was a hole in the bottom, and the driver just had a rag in it, and it started to fill up. And so that's where my fear of deep water dates back. I think we saw a shark fin too that day. So I'm slowly getting over that. Yeah, slowly working through that. The third thing that people might not know is the first toy I ever had. Actually, here's something. Because previous to ever having toys, my parents just made us make the toys we wanted. So we cut out little paper dolls, and that was really fun. It forced us to be creative at a young age. But the first toy I ever had was a little tape recorder. Fisher Price. The Fisher Price tape recorder with a little microphone. And I had so much fun with that. We taped ourselves. Even until like age 11, we were recording radio shows and singing the songs we knew. And then I remember I was like 13. We were still making radio shows on it. And we would just sing parts of songs we knew that were on the radio, and then when we didn't know the rest, we'd move to the next song and be the host. I remember one of the ones we always sang was that Chumbawamba song. Get knocked down, but I get up again. Get knocked down, and the next song is. It was really fun. So if you have a Fisher Price cassette recorder, make some radio shows. It's good. It's good fun. So that's as best as I can do right now. 3 things people don't know about me. All right. What role does fashion play in your life? Not a huge one. Not a huge role. I don't focus too much on what I wear. It's just what's comfortable and what makes sense and what makes me feel tough. Honestly, what you can wear, I guess you could say it does play a big role. What you wear really does affect the way that you walk and the way that you carry yourself. If I'm wearing a flowery dress, I'm going to feel less like I can kick somebody's ass than if I have combat boots on, and I personally want to go about life feeling like I can kick ass. I think everybody does. So I just gravitate more towards the things that make me feel tough but beautiful, and probably some fashion tastemakers wouldn't think that's the most amazing thing ever, but it works for me. Are you working on new music? I'm always writing. It's always part of the thing that keeps me who I am and keeps my ideas going and keeps my juices flowing. And when you're on the road, it's definitely harder to be productive music-wise because you're around people all the time, and the best music comes when you're alone. And when you're on the road, you're not alone very often. So whenever I have some downtime and I'm at home, I get down to writing. And if that question was more aimed towards when's a new record coming out, I'm definitely not thinking about that yet. The listening it just came out literally like 5 months ago, and it still has yet to come out in Europe and UK. It's coming out in May over there, so I'm kind of focusing on that. But there's always stuff in the works. The listening took like 3 or 4 years to get the right songs for, so I'm hoping to give the same attention to the next record too. Hopefully it won't be 3 or 4 years though, maybe less. You never know where things go. I always like to put things out, whatever it may be, to keep people keep people entertained, keep something out there to keep me in the forefront of what they're listening to. And so, I mean, before the record came out, there was the EP, then the full length came out, and then since then I've put out a remix EP that you could buy online of Savior, and then a longer remix EP of Ice. So it was 6 different artists' rendition of Ice, which is cool. And that's little things like that along the way. Maybe sometime we'll put out an acoustic EP, to tide people over until another record comes out. But the ambition is record to record to record, and then small things in between to keep people excited. 3 more. What is it like being on tour and getting to travel the world? It's fun. It's wonderful and rewarding, and you know that your hard work is paying off if you go out every night and pour your heart out and do your best at what you do and show the world what you have and take no prisoners, and then you know that all of the hard work that you put in is really paying off, because it's not easy. I mean, you get tired and exhausted, and as much as it may sound glamorous to go see the world, to be playing in Paris or Germany, you don't get to see these places. You wake up, oftentimes in a van. We very, very rarely get a bus. So you drive for hours and hours and hours. You wake up, drive more, get to the venue, load in, sound check, do your show, get off, load out, drive more, sleep if you can, wake up, do it all over again. You don't get to experience parties and the high life and all that. That's definitely the movie life for sure. That doesn't happen. But that being said, it's if what you're looking for in touring life is the payout of gaining new listeners and gaining we've been busted. But yeah, if your ambition is gaining listeners and getting better at what you do and taking over the world one step at a time, I mean, it's the most amazing experience ever. Why are you so fascinated with guns, lasers, phasers, swords, etc.? It's, you know what it is? Well, I have a huge fascination with sci-fi and comics and gaming and combat games, and I think I love the idea of being able to fight and to be strong and to be a warrior, but not in a way that condones war. So a phaser gun, where what directs your minds to being a warrior, but like an intergalactic one where you're fighting like powers that are not of this world. You're outside. You're fighting things that are dark and spiritual. I don't know. It doesn't feel to me like I'm breeding in my mind the want to fight other people. You're fighting things beyond that. I think that's even cooler. That might be what I like about it. Otherwise, they just look really sweet. You can put water in them too if you get a fake one and squirt people and like juice and stuff. Could go a lot of directions there, but anyways, I love it. One more. How does your personal faith play a role in your lyrics, music, and artwork? It doesn't so much directly influence a song or a piece of art, but it influences me in the way I live my life. And I have the things that I believe in, and they make me who I am. They give me strength when I don't have it, and they keep me connected to the people that I want to be connected to, and keep me in touch with, I guess, where I get my inspiration from when I close my eyes and just lose myself and then write a song, So I wouldn't say that it directly influences anything, but it directly influences me, and all those things are influenced by me, obviously. I pour into all those things as a result of it. I feel like if I didn't have that sort of ability to feel like there's something greater out there, if I didn't know in my heart that there's something greater out there, I would have less hope for wanting to create music that kind of taps into that. It definitely is, because everybody has different beliefs, and you don't want to step on people's toes. So I'm not I don't preach and I don't tell people what they should believe, but I know what I believe, and nobody can sway that. Thank you so much for submitting your questions, entertaining me for the past half an hour, and have a good one.